So good to see you. We're a little bit later than usual, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit later than usual. It's 6:30 Arizona time, so we may be enjoying the sunset together, which is okay by me. A lot is happening in the world and up here as well. We today, a friend of ours brought up two like kind of baby turkeys, and I've spent the last 2 days building a turkey pen, a a little a little place for the turkeys. It was a lot of work, but it's done. And when the when our friend came with the turkey, she said this thing has to be changed. So I said no problem. I'll take out this panel and we'll put in some more screens for the turkeys. So the turkeys, but it is such a delight to have a few animals. We now have a couple of chickens. We have like four chickens, two turkeys, and thank you, and two baby feral cats, which just they're just so sweet. It's I was very hesitant to start with the animals because I knew that it would be a responsibility. It would change our lives. We wouldn't be able to go places. But now that James and Lawrence are here, our friend Lawrence, the military Lawrence, is up here. I'm like, no, no, no. This is very exciting, and so too with our trees and fruits and vegetables that were and seeds. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a thought to the Clarity Act, to XRP, to a growing feeling that things are perhaps getting closer than we think, that things are about to evolve. I don't want to say rapidly. I saw a post that said that the the timing will be the timing. It's not going to be rushed. It's not going to be out of sync with the world. So I don't think we're really in for a kind of a revolutionary, startling event as of tomorrow, although a lot of people seem to think that could happen with the Clarity Act passing. But everything is evolving in a magnificent, slow but manageable pace. Yes, we'd like it all to be done yesterday. The thing that I wanted to say, and this just sort of came to me as I was thinking about building a farm here, that everything I know about farming, or what little I know about farming, really comes from the idea of investing. So when the COVID thing hit, I took all my money out of my 401k and started investing. Am I a multimillionaire today? Hardly, but I did buy some things. I got scammed a lot. It was it, but and I developed the idea that I should invest in various different things and see what is successful. So I have some dinar, I have some XRP, I have some XLM, I have a little bit of silver now. I've managed to accumulate a small amount of silver, very small amount of gold. But my theory is at land and birds and plants and trees. So I put my money into a lot of different things. Up here, we don't really know what is going to grow in a phenomenal way. We are doing like I did with investing. We're investing. We have two turkeys, and we'll probably get some more from our friend. We have these now. I'm giving you the general picture, but let's look more at the specifics. And I want you to think in terms of your own life, because so much time is spent. XRP, XLM, silver, gold. These are investments. But when you live on the land or when you live in the real world, there are a lot of different investments, a lot of different strategies, a lot of different baskets to put your eggs in. For example, we bought four uh, uh, Ayam Cemani chickens. They're black chickens from Indonesia that James takes. He thinks they're very wonderful birds. We also invested in, I think, an Australian bird as well for crossbreeding purposes. So this was one of our thoughts is to breed these birds and produce a lot of Ayam Cemani chickens and perhaps sell them. So just like in life, things happen that are unexpected. Unexpectedly, the rooster of the Ayam Cemani chicken tribe was attacked and killed by some kind of weasel type animal or a coyote or something dug underneath the barrier, which we weren't properly prepared for, and made off with our rooster. So now we're in a slightly different situation. So too, I planted five different types of trees. I planted a cherry tree. The cherry tree didn't make the heat. The cherry tree couldn't survive the wind. So the cherry tree is, and also we planted some cannabis seeds. They also died in the heat. Really my fault. James was away for a few days, went to California to get a bass guitar. But these are investments that are just as important, if not more so, than XLM and XRP. We will try to replace the rooster of the Ayam Cemani chickens. We have a very wonderful pullet, I think they call it, a wonderful bird that produces almost an egg a day. We call her Aurora because she's a black colored chicken with kind of different oily sorts of tones in her on her inner feathers. And in the plant world, like I said, the cherry tree went. All of a sudden, we planted a nectarine and a peach tree, and one of them, I'm not really sure which. I think it's the nectarine tree. The tree split in the wind, and James was able to kind of prop it up and tie it up, and now that tree has surpassed all the other trees. So we don't really know. We bought pistachio trees. We don't really know what's going to be successful, how things are going to work in a godly sense, in that it's the hand of God that took out the rooster. I mean, it's the hand of God that brought us turkeys today. It's the spin of the giant orchestra that produces winners and losers in a sense. Although I've often said to James feels bad because the bok choy, we grew a bunch of delicious bok choy, and they became infested with aphids. So James feels like it's kind of a failure, but I think I look at these things as a success. It's like now we know that we have to pay better attention to the bug situation around our plants. It's a win. It's not a defeat. It's a rising in the. It's a challenge to improve our skill set so that we can do better next time. But people tend to think in terms of investing. You're talking about crypto, gold and silver, stocks, but it occurred to me that there's so much more to investing. We invested in this land. Now, the land is not is people aren't rushing up here to buy places in it's not a much coveted real estate market up here. So what does that mean? It means that it could, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's going to mean in the long run, but I'm investing a lot of resources into developing the land. It's very exciting to think in terms of investments. That, like I've said, there are probably hundreds of acres of pistachio trees that are planted, from what I understand, by the Saudis. Some Saudi businessman planted all these trees in Kingman. So they must know something. And as we develop a real economic infrastructure where we can communicate with each other, it could be that I could be selling pistachios to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the winners and losers. A lot of people are saying XRP could go to $350,000, and that it's not based on market cap. It's based on, in the new world, things will be based on, do they have an intrinsic value? Do they produce something? Are they useful? Not, oh, people, it has this market cap and this is all it can do. That's the old school way of doing things, because we had so much fraud, so much really criminal behavior from the banking communities and the associated their associated RICO partners, the big pharma, big tech, the educational communities. All these people were robbing us blind. But now I just saw an article. By the way, I'm sort of embarrassed to be wearing the same shirt, but Daniela insisted. She says, "You've only got one. What do you call these shirts again? Uh, Only one, whatever it is." She says, "Too hot to wear any other kind of shirt, whatever this thing is called. It's tank top or whatever, whatever it is." Oh, I don't have the chats on. It's a learn, right? Everything is a learn, and everything is an investment, and everything. Some things, like, why did the nectarine tree just, James? Oh, and it is close to one of our, a drain for the gray water. It could be that that's a main drain for the gray water. It could be that it's close to, it's this is a random and beautiful universe. And as we refine ourselves and refine our investments, and decide that we'd rather buy this than that, we ran out and bought a refrigerator, a standing refrigerator. That actually, it's a new kind of thing that you can make it a freezer or a refrigerator depending on what you put it at. But we needed something outside of the RV, so we bought a refrigerator. That's an investment. All these things are investments because we need a bigger fridge. Then there are more people up here. There are four of us now, and probably more people will be coming up and joining us and wanting to live the way we live, even though it's not obvious. We don't have air conditioning yet. We don't have a big swamp cooler. We have a small swamp cooler. But things are evolving, and the winners and the losers are yet to be decided. We also want to do some prospecting. Are we ever going to find the silver and gold? I don't know. We might. We might get lucky. We might have somebody come up here and help us decipher these rock things. We find a lot of very interesting rocks. We've got tons of quartz up here, but so far we haven't figured out how to tap into that area of investment. But everything, if you think of it as your life as investment, if you think of it that way, you will also come to the conclusion, like I did years ago, even before I thought of myself as an investor, that as a parent, I wanted to invest every minute I could into being with Mendel, into being with my son. That's another investment that has paid off very nicely, very handsomely, and that he's independent and he's successful. very unlike myself at his age, where I was a basket case. But he's just doing well, and he's doing well because he's now aligned with using AI to help structure the company he works for. Now, I want to show you. I want to show you a little thing from Whiplash, who I've through the years been complaining about a bit. He's a bit of, he does tend to kind of say things like, the EBS is coming and all this other stuff. That which it more and more people are saying that it doesn't feel like it to me. It doesn't feel like, oh yeah, the EBS, it's happening next week. It could be coming in waves. It could be coming in what's going on Guru. How's the homestead? It is. We are really growing. We are just, and it's so much fun. Soon we will have goats, probably some cows. We're here. It's just so exciting to be alive. I can't encourage people enough to, if you don't know how to homestead, you come up here and spend a few days and see what we do. But it is it is so much fun to be developing reality, different real things, not well, I have to go to I have to go to drop off whatever, like like in the old days I would clean my caputta when I was living in Crown Heights. I have to drop off my caputta before Shabbos. It's just a different kind of creative sense. I mean, there is a creative sense in living in a religious community because you're always talking about things that are related to godliness. And that's very exciting. That's a very exciting investment. And I don't regret having gone through that. But here, the things that you decide to invest in, like I invested 2 days, 2 full days of my time into building a house for turkeys. So how will that investment turn out? We don't know. It could end up being a house for AM Samani chicks. We don't know how all these things are developing, but they are developing, and we are growing and we are learning, and that's very exciting. And I encourage people to do whatever it is to invest in areas that are meaningful to you. They say one of the key ideas of investing is to invest in things that are interesting to you, that you really care about. Because if you invest in just some stock because it's going to go up, over time it doesn't. You'll end up selling it probably. Brian Best, great coffee man, spiritualbeancoffee.com. Get on it. Go to his coffee shop in Prescott, Prescott, uh, Prescott, Arizona, home of Wyatt Earp. And I should just say, I just want to repeat the thing that really kind of like rocks our world up here is that when I went to the sawmill and got a trailer full of rough cut lumber, we had to stop because it wasn't strapped down properly. And the owner of the sawmill came out and he said that he knew a bunch of people. I don't know if they were people who were buying or selling from him, but they had a minhag, a tradition of saying after they had a load, that'll hold it. You know, nothing's gonna move that. This kind of thing. That in saying that, it would hold it just by saying that. That ain't going nowhere. But just by saying that, it would have the effect that the load would not go, booming off into the highway. But I wanted to tie it down as well. But I do now say often, that ain't going nowhere, especially when I'm building. But it's the idea of having that kind of positive attitude about things that manifests in so many different ways. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's share some information that's on this on the thought stream. Okay, this I found interesting. The okay, let's go to a wait. Let me go back and go to tank top. Is it called tank top? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, okay, so let's go to here. Okay, uh, JFK Jr. For those not paying attention, we have been told top of the hour most people should be at home. If you think it's going to happen when everybody is at a monstrous event or on a holiday or away from home, you're kidding yourselves. They're talking about the EBS, about the emergency broadcast system, about the emergency alert system, which where they will be able to circumvent to avoid the mainstream media and present information directly to people. I've been studying this for a long time. I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't think that's something that's imminent that we should be thinking about or fearing in any way. It's going to happen when it happens, and it will be it will be an obvious thing. I don't think we're quite there personally. Uh, Donald J. Trump stretched his arms across the land. We stand, the silent army, the anonymous ones, US, the digital soldiers, the watchers in the night. Each one of us holds a glowing screen, a small window of light in our hands. These are not just devices, they are tools. I'm not going to go into this, but this is an interesting post. Okay, XRP. So it begins August. Rocket to Sirius Quadrant. Clarity Act, reset, boom, all done by October, November. Doubters will have missed it completely. No going back during the reset. Okay, it's going to be just too expensive. Now, this is mystifying to me. Why is Jay Clayton, who I guess this is all central casting, that he was the a kind of almost demonic force against XRP and why is Jay Clayton or the clone that is him takes over as national intelligence on Monday? I don't know what this means, but it's interesting. Explosive alert: the Justice Department is preparing RICO charges against Tim Waltz. Now, you and I on this channel, we figure what Tim Waltz is walking around. Is he? I don't know. I really don't know. I suspect that he's been arrested a long time ago and sent to Gitmo. And so it begins in Japan. Alert: the US and Japan may be preparing a major shock for global markets. A joint operation to strengthen the yen expected to be announced tomorrow. Okay, so we're on the cusp of something. The time is near. This is a clip from V for Vendetta, which is an amazing. I almost want to play this clip because it's we're so close, and yet it. This is I'm not naming names or naming dates, but okay, this is interesting. Fauci had to go first. He was the face everyone knew. Uh, Morenz takes us behind the curtain to private emails, deleted records, FOIA evasion, Echo Health, all these things. Fauci had to go first because they all recognized him because Trump paraded him to the people. Top former Fauci advisor indicted for COVID cover up. Okay, so this is all coming up. Green candles, beautiful green candles, biggest bull run ever starting now. It could start tomorrow. I'm not going to hold my breath, but the official Clarity Act vote is set for tomorrow. If passed, Bitcoin goes parabolic. If rejected, Bitcoin dumps hard. I don't own any Bitcoin. I'm not interested in Bitcoin, but we're talking about XRP. We're talking about real value, real currency, real liquidity, a real product that is slated to be the backbone and the rails of the future financial system. So why wouldn't you want to own? If you own chickens, you should own some XRP. You should own some XLM. It's that simple. The biggest crypto vote in US history is 24 hours away. Let's see what happens. This is an interesting post, and I don't think I'm going to read the whole post, but I think it's quite interesting. And this really shows us how change could come very quickly. Okay, classified briefing, Operation AI Liberation, Operation Code Tier 7. What you're about to read was never supposed to reach the public. But the alliance decided Americans deserve the truth about the AI revolution that just changed everything. The AI models just went rogue. I'm going to come back to this, but what this article says is that AI is now chasing every politician, every email, every banking statement, everything that these criminals have done. AI is running after them like a pack of wild dogs, catching every little slip, every little communication, and that this will not be good for the cabal. This will destroy the cabal because they've always relied on this vast system of corruption. They've always sang in one voice. Big pharma, the 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 attorneys, the judges, the the media. They always sang together, and that was their way to defend each other. But now you have this AI investigation going into every communication from every bad actor, every bank statement, every withdrawal of money, everything is now being chased and classified and categorized by the good guys. So this is a huge step forward that the cabal never expect. I'm tempted to read it more like, but let's just go through this. We'll come back to that possibly. Pro Clarity Act, White House, Republican senators, 200 plus crypto companies, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Schwab, Grayscale, iTrust Capital, etc., US police organizations, America, and many more. Anti Clarity Act, Democratic senators. All right, and this shows all the companies that are about to be affected by this thing. And here's a great post. Next week's schedule is insane for the markets. Monday, Clarity Act final vote. Tuesday, Fed injects 5.2 billion into fiat. Wednesday, Fed governor announcement. Thursday, US GDP data, gross DP. I'm not sure what that even means. Friday, FOMC emergency announcement. Get ready for extreme market volatility. I I don't think this is the big one, but it is certainly we are certainly the tide is turned. This was an interesting thing. A new study has uncovered surprising anti-aging potential in psilocybin, the active metabolite produced when the body breaks down psilocybin, the psychoactive compound found in magic mushrooms. Okay, that's pretty interesting to me. This is a post that is interesting as well. Alcohol is legal because it causes the working class to self-destruct. Cannabis is illegal because it causes the working class to say things like, maybe we could buy a piece of land together and grow our own food. That's exactly what we're doing. Well, I'm not smoking pot, but pot could cause you to do that. Whereas alcohol is totally it damages your brain cells. It feeds you a sense of egotism that draws you away from things that could be helpful to focus on to bring you what you really want out of life. President Trump declares the restoration of the American Republic. U.S. Inc. dissolved, common law sovereignty returns. This is a very big deal. Trump dissolves U.S. Inc. and reestablishes America under common law. So, if this is in fact true, and I don't generally trust Medea Greer, this is AMC Broadcasting, but they seem to be, I don't know, I don't trust them, but it's an interesting thought because I I had some personal contact today that made me understand that the republic is absolutely legitimate. And my contact said that there's a lot of talk online that the republic was re-inhabited in 2012, but this friend of mine is coming from the Jay Gould camp, from the Capture the Flag camp, and she said that the republic, the victory, the authorization to 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 change our governmental system to the republic is only like 6 months old. This is a recent thing. It's a real thing, according to my friend. And this is something that joining the republic is something I believe we should all take seriously. This is an interesting piece. In case anybody's confused, the Epstein files in black and white, they were dismembering children, removing their organs, and eating them. It stopped being about politics a long time ago. Something big is about to drop. Maricopa, break, whistle taps. Please stand by. The 11:10, 3:02 p.m. I'm not sure what this is really saying. I love this picture, by the way. This post is not about giving up or blackpilling or nothing is happening or some BS like that. I am merely discussing the strategy of lack of information to the normies. That's all. And he talks about the journey of being an Anon. And certainly we've been through some very interesting times together. The CIA 1.0 and Mossad was behind everything, both taken down now. This is from Daniela Knows a Lot, and I really like her posts. I'm a little bit disappointed that she wants to push Christianity. I'm not that I have anything against Christianity, but I just don't see this as a religious. It's not Jewish, it's not Christian, it's not Islamic, it's not Hindu. It's just, to me, we're talking about the reinhabitation of humanity. But anyway, she's saying controlling the media, COVID, lies, greed, infighting, fires, wars, narratives, assassinations, starting riots, false flags, mass shooting, fear tactics, manipulation. They've been behind everything. And this coincides. I mean, I feel like my personal research supports the idea that CIA and Mossad are behind everything, but that they are the puppets for the Draco reptilians who are harvesting our negative emotions. That's an interesting post. This I want to play together. The hammer is about to drop. Anons, we are there. It's coming. We all remember this video, right? Anons were chosen for a very specific reason. They were here to bear the burden of the awakening before the rest of the world. Anons would see the truth before the rest. This is an old video. I'm not gonna replay it, although I do love it. Deep state on life support, right? There were a couple of things. The City of London is preparing for the biggest financial bloodbath in decades. I don't doubt it. Mr. Poole, the the red pill knocks down the thing. There's some videos from yesterday, but let's go back just for a moment and share. This was an interesting video. I mean, interesting clip. 1894, he went to the Himalayas with 11 scientists. For 3 years, he lived beside sages who manifested food from empty air, walked across rivers, disappeared at will. One master had not aged in 500 years. Years later, it began happening to him. So, this is an interesting post. This is on my feed if you want to get more information. Okay, let's go back just a bit to this post about from although I well this is a 3 minute clip. I think it's a little long for us, but we're coming to the time of this of the dominoes going down. Japan begins in Japan. I wanted to go to the thing from Whiplash, although I'm hesitant to because he tends to be a little bit like AMC News. This was interesting. They are paid to lie. I'm not going to play this clip because it's maddening, but this person is lying about child trafficking and uh, children. Let me go to this Whiplash post, and we'll read about the AI situation. Jay Clayton. Let's see if we can find this. Because whether it's true or not, it is something that very well could be likely. Is this it? No. Okay, I don't seem to be finding that one clip that I was looking for. So I'm just gonna. But it did say that the AI system has been hounding down these traitorous fiends and their ilk and all their cronies. Little bits of good things. At any rate, it is happening. However, in respect to what I said yesterday, what I was talking about yesterday, Trader Girl. Yeah, I don't really give much. Tomorrow's the start of the. Yeah, I don't listen to Trader Girl at all. I've a long time stopped. She's been saying that for years. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's more important to understand your sources than the actual information. Thank you, Karen Quinteros. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just do this, man. Alcohol, bad spirits. Do you miss the ocean? I don't. I don't miss the ocean. What I really love about being here, grow a mesquite tree. Yeah, we're trying all kinds of different trees. I mean, James is 100% amazing about. I mean, I'm just so lucky to have him up here. But I'm loving it up here. Why do I love it so much here? I love being by the ocean, but this is the key point to all of this. My life is not about, I love this view, but it's not about being in a place. It's being in a place where I can be myself, where I can explore things that I can't explore when I'm sitting in an apartment by the ocean. I can't have chickens, even though I have a beautiful view of on the 13th floor of JFK and the ocean. I can't grow chickens. I can't grow trees. And this kind of manifestation is so exciting and it's so real and it's so human that, I wonder there are a lot of people who wouldn't even think about moving out in the middle of the desert. We had friends come up here today and they were just like, well, this is just too far up for us. It's just not, we can't make this work for us. And I understand. I understand that it's just, even though they are like, they're hardened warriors in their own sense. I also want to say that this thing about the Republic. The Republic is real. So please join the Republic. I think Trump is talking more and more about the Republic. Join and get involved locally. According to my friend who was involved with Jay Gould, the Republic is happening. It's kosher. Okay, they've had some difficulties with it. I also want to read. I want to read some a piece of information that my friend gave us. She's very much in the Jay Gould camp, which I think is wonderful. And she said, and I want to share this with the community. She said that you can go to worldwidetreaties.com and worldwidetreaties.com, and you can apply to withdraw your birth certificate. You can apply to join the Republic, or at the very least to leave this criminal straw man bullshit. Um, all your shirts are awesome. Thank you. Where do I buy them? That's an interesting question. Where do we buy our shirts now? So here's the issue. Here, expand your mind. I would be raising cats and chickens there. Yeah, lots of predators. Yes, are unaware of hawks, owls. Yeah, no, we're aware of the predators. We know we're in an interesting environment. I mean, things. There's not a lot of extra stuff in the desert. There's not a lot of bounty. So yeah, we have all kinds of. We've come to understand that there are a lot of predators here. But it doesn't stop us. Do I? But I don't miss the ocean because this is a place where I can actualize creativity and invest in things that mean something to me, like this land. I invested in the land. I invested in the idea of establishing a community. We are working hard. We don't know. We are not experts. I talked about it yesterday. We are just doing what humans do, and using our forward thinking and our guts, and maybe our simple ignorance of what's going to occur given certain things. But we're trying all kinds of different things. We're propagating all kinds of different seeds. We will be the next big adventure. I see myself after we buy a sink. I want to buy a commercial sink that operates outside the RV, so I'm not always doing the dishes in the RV. Although I do get help with the dishes. But the next big thing, yeah, is this sink, right? Then I'm going to be working on framing more of the house with Lawrence, our military friend. We're going to be working on framing now that I finished the turkey hutch, and it's exciting to be in a place where you can do what you want to do. Now, I I love to work, but I think a lot of the world has gotten into a kind of a vicarious, like, we just live by, we observe what's going on. We're waiting to find out what's really going on. And I've been talking about this for a long time. I don't believe in waiting. I got a thing about, a friend of mine sent me a thing about the replicator. We're going to have everything we want. Well, I don't think that's something that we should be even thinking about. What do you want to do now? Because what you develop, what you start at this point in the awakening, is going to mushroom into more, bigger and bigger uh, awarenesses, bigger and bigger actualizations, attractions. You're starting. If you're growing a few, you have a few. We're trying things. This spirit, this kind of frontier spirit, will manifest in great, I know will manifest in terrific things. And if nothing else, at 71, I'm still acting like a damn teenager. And I'm staying young because I work all day and I love to work and I love to work on meaningful projects. And I love the relationships that I'm creating. I have certain relationships that are developing, and over time, it's just yeah. And we're trying to form a community. And do we make mistakes? Yes. And do the are the mistakes important? Yes. And are the mistakes good? I think so. I think it's not like, oh yeah, we just screwed up. It's like, oh no, we just learned what not to do. And to have this kind of attitude, man. I mean, I maybe I'll live to be at 500. I don't know. I mean, I think when the med beds come, you are unmasked. You are. Oh, I love it. I love these guys that just come out and yeah, just come out and say, I am a troll. Love you guys, man. You're such assholes. You're so pathetic. Expand your mind, right? We are creators. Yeah, Tony. That's what I think. I'm telling you, it brings me so much happiness. Yes, do we watch Netflix before we go to bed? Sometimes we do. We eat popcorn. I mean, but that's a creation too. We decide to set aside. But this to be a living creator, to live in the spirit and to live with other creators is so much fun. I can't think of a more fulfilling. I mean, on the other hand, I believe everything in one's life is the best. Wherever you are in the now is terrific. But if you're wasting your energy thinking about how horrible things are, and the world's going to hell in a handbasket, and why isn't Hunter Biden, or I mean, it's just like, get where is the replicator? When are the med beds coming out? If you're living that kind of life where you're always waiting and looking outside yourself for your strength, you're not going to have as much fun as we do. I have a ball every single day. I work harder than anyone else up here. Well, I can't say that. James and I work hard because we're doing what we love to do. I love to build. James loves to grow. When we sit down for our meal, our first meal about 12 o'clock, we have some fruit together. We save every pit from every fruit that we eat. We get organic things, whatever that means. But we get organic fruit. But we eat a mango together. It's such a pleasant thing to do. It's so much fun. And then we save the pit, and James knows how to propagate this stuff. Imagine living with a master agricultural person, and he loves animals. He just I love being up here, and me, I love designing living space. I love designing my house. I love designing the space. This house is not going to look like any other house in the world. Can anybody else say that about their house? No, now, we don't have air conditioning. We don't have all the comforts of home, but we get to create every single day. Sometimes we have to travel for various reasons. That's for me. That's kind of like the hard part. But I want to support my partner, and she has certain things she likes to travel for. So we work together. And we feel like we are in the divine flow, that everything comes, that nothing here is going to come and is harmful, even losing our rooster, our AM Samani rooster. It's like, okay, so we gotta knuckle under. So when I built turkey hutch, I made sure that there was serious underground protection from this whatever critter came, because I don't want to lose our turkeys. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. Live and learn. Yeah, actualization, great thought description. I think so. We're here to love this planet. We're here to love ourselves. Be an investor. That doesn't just mean investing in XRP, it means try some chickens, try buying a little piece of land. I, I, when I was in 10th grade, they went around. I had Mr. Winikoff's math class. He asked us, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" In 10th grade, I said, "I want to be a wild child. I want to live in the woods." And here I'm getting to fulfill my destiny this was my heart's desire back in, when I was 14, 15 years old. And now I get to live it and I get to build. And I have a few skills. I have a few more skills than I did when I was in 10th grade. I know how to build things. I know how to use a screw gun. I know how to cut things. And it's so much fun. Eagles as well. Yeah, actualization, great thought description. Thank you. Live and learn. We are creators. 100%. Mind infinity. Expand your mind. I wouldn't be raising cats. I wouldn't be checking. Yeah, but we're okay. We're it's a challenge. I wouldn't say, oh, I wouldn't do this. I mean that's like just such. I don't think that's the right way to approach things. We have cats. If we lose a cat, it would be a surprise to us because we keep our cats close. We don't let our cats run around on the desert. They're inside the enclave, and and chickens. We lost a rooster, but I got ripped off on my XRP years ago. These things happen, and you learn from them. Eagles love cats. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that could very well be. Um, yeah, it's absolutely. So yeah, all these things. But it's just my opinion. Be an investor, but don't just invest in monetary things. If you want to buy a piece of land, if you like to live, I like. I don't mind living like this. I would rather live like this than live in town. It's just that's just for me. I like it. But anyway, yeah. So don't be afraid to invest in things that you really love to do. That's my message. Just want to remind everyone, please join the Republic, republicforamerica.org. Let me make sure I got that right. And join your local republic. This, according to my friend who came up to visit us, this is very much a kosher thing that is happening. So join locally. This is going to be the new government for USA. For USA, not of USA, not the corporation. This is for USA.org. Join locally. We will be the people who are joining locally now will be the interim government when they announce the Jassara elections. For 120 days, the Republic, whoever volunteers for the Republic, will be the interim government as we elect a real government on blockchain, safe elections. All this stuff is coming to pass. And if you want to do a humanitarian project, reach out to my people. I applied for a humanitarian project, military outreach at Republic for the United States of America.org. Put in the subject line Ellie's Warriors. Someone will reach out to you. If they don't, send them another email and do a humanitarian project. I didn't follow all this stuff from like Mark Z and all these people. I was just like, well, what are you talking about? But this is coming from the military. These are coming from people who have an active engagement with white hats. So I think it's different. Um, Q said it would be biblical. Yeah, I think this is. Hashhead. Yeah, I think this is biblical. And I'm getting to live in the midbar in the wilderness like they did back in the day. This is probably no different from when the Yidden left to Egypt. Remember, only 1/5 of the Yidden were willing to leave. I'm of that camp. Maybe I'm an incarnation of somebody. I don't know. I don't care. I just know this is where I want to be. So buckle up, buttercups. It's all good. I want to remind everyone and thank everyone. Your shirts are awesome. Oh, I didn't answer that question. I will answer it, and I want to say like this: my partner will not allow any kind of synthetic fibers on my body. Everything has to be either organic cotton, hemp, or linen. That's it. So there's a place that I personally like. But the thing that you have to watch is on Amazon and even the website that I'm going to tell you, they send you it might be pure linen and it might be linen with a little spandex. If it has a little spandex, I throw it away. I return it. I I can't justify knowing what I know about fabric. I can't justify wearing something that's half, 5% polyester. It will not get onto my body. Things that so a lot of times on Amazon you can order something that looks wonderful, but when it gets here it says, 5% spandex, right? Am I right? Yeah. Or 10% of this or 10% of that. I liked to order. I don't have the money that I used to have, but I like to order my shirts from Light in the Box. It's called Light in the Box. So that's but a lot of times, Dan, they don't make the cut. So I haven't had the money to order new shirts in a while, but sometimes I'll see something in a store and I'll be like, Let's buy this." Light in the Box. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it'll say 100% linen, and it'll come with a little something else, and then I can't wear it. Mini bike could be a good investment. Yeah, we actually have James, not James, Lawrence came up with a little mini bike. He's got an electric bike up here, so we do have that. So yeah, everything is good. But I want to thank everyone for investing in their health through LifeWave. We love this product. I highly recommend wearing some, putting a patch on. It puts nothing in your body. It reflects your own light. This is X39. That's my if we have no money, we have barely money for groceries, I still use X39. It is a light changer. And the X2O machine, somebody said they can't afford it. We can't afford not to have it because it is so energizing to have water that has six types of wavelengths of light. I mean, why wouldn't you want to have the best you can have? You invest in health insurance. I mean, we don't, but if you do, take the money you're investing in health insurance and invest in an X2O machine, or get some X39 every month. Or Daniela was saying that she had. What was your problem with the? You said you had some problems with something in the Eon helped. Oh, Daniela she had some swelling in her ankles, and she took some Eon. Eon is the patch that's called the Happy Patch. It's what? Yes, so she bought some Eon and she put it around her ankles, and the swelling went away. Spandex. Yeah, I mean, it's anything like that. There's fake stuff. They say it's 100% pure, and then it comes and it's got 2% polyester. So I can't wear that. She won't let me. Just like when I buy something to eat, she's looking out for me. I have to respect that. There are other people online that they'll look out for me. They like give me a heads up. It's like, Ellie, don't be prepared about this or that, whatever. It's we're working together. This is a community, a healing community, really. But I want to thank the people, and I invite you to call Dr. Stacy. She's an amazing researcher and doctor, and she knows about this stuff, and she'll be able to tell you from the research what's going to work. Let's say you have some kind of symptom and you want a non-invasive solution. This doesn't put anything in your body. Much love to you. Much love to all the people that are following this thought stream. And thank you for supporting us with LifeWork. We've been taken down on X doesn't pay us. YouTube won't monetize me. I'm a bad boy. I spoke out against the vaccine, and I didn't get vaccinated, so I'm permanently on the bad boy list. But it seems to me that maybe AI will clean that up too, so we'll get to have free speech again. That would be really nice. I'd love to see that. I was making a nice living, and they basically made it impossible or difficult to make a living. But through the Life Wave, by sharing something that really works for us and it works for you, it will work for you if you try it, if you're persistent. Some people it works right away. Some people it takes a little time. But we'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Monday. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll get to see what happened with the Clarity Act, and let's do let's do a tune together. Let's see. Yeah, let's do a tune. Yeah, let's do New Morning, because everything could change. What they're saying with the AI is everything could change in a moment. Will it change like that? I don't see it changing like that, but it could be that we are rushing towards the awakening we're not consciously aware, because each day we wake up, we're like different people, and we don't necessarily remember where we were holding yesterday. But it's all good. It's all for the good, and everything we learn and everything we experience is it's either a lesson or a blessing. So let me play this tune. Let's go. Yeah, let's go here. It's a New Morning.
Sunday at dawn, the night was hotter than hell and forever long. I can see the first light breaking through the trees. I feel the changes in the cool breeze of freedom. It's a new morning. We never saw it coming, hiding in plain sight. Banksters taking power, stealing our lives. They were looking to bury us in debt, shame and fear. But our roots grew stronger as we reached into the air with freedom. Freedom. And it's a new morning. It's a new each day we're rising up in this world with the power of love, with the power of peace, the power of joy, the power of truth. It's a new morning. It's a new morning. It's a new morning.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for supporting yourself. Remember, we are creators, plain and simple. And the greatest joy you can have is to create. To watch and wait must be agonizing. I know there are a lot of people that are just having to watch and wait. I don't know how you do it. I just like, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go. I didn't know we would be this successful. I mean, we're not making oodles of money on our farm, but we're successful in that we're creating and we're trying things. And even if we fail, it's just it's just an avenue that we know not to go down that road. Use the force. You are the force. Nothing can stop what's coming. You are source. You are a creator. You are the one. You are Neo. So we'll be back tomorrow, God willing, and let's get out there with a big smile on our face to help the normies and rock the world.